Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It is April 24th, 2026. Looking out at the satellite reel this morning. Got that big area of low pressure just to the northeast of us that has that massive cold front digging in across most of the central US into the east, and then a high to our west, and that's just going to spin in moisture, light moisture over the next couple days with this polar air behind it and keep temperatures 5 to 10 degrees below normal. And in that, looking at the mid-level water vapor map, you can see we got a dry patch to our south. That's eventually going to work it, kind of keep us on either end of getting more significant, in quotation marks, moisture, mostly just light snow. We do have a freeze warning in effect for tonight. It's not outlining that in Haley and Sun Valley because we're not in the agriculture corridor there, but let me tell you, it is going to be cold. Looking out at the 2 meter temperature chart for the GFS, you can really see that low is right here, and that's just bringing tons of cool air. This is like kind of the daily highs and lows, and you can see each day that blob of blue pretty much stays above us until really about next Wednesday is when that thing starts to finally lift and we get back to near normal temperatures. And look at that this is for Haley. You can see we're going to be mostly in the low 50s to mid 50s until next week. We're going to hit 60 again and then get up into the upper 60s for the following week. So we're going to be hovering around freezing at night, and hard freeze tonight, and hovering around freezing until kind of that Thursday time frame where we're well above freezing for anyone trying to start their gardens out there. Looking at the 500 millibar chart for the GFS, you can see that big area of low pressure here. I didn't set up myself to draw on this morning, but I'll have to kind of just walk you through. Big area of low pressure here on the East Coast, and another area of low pressure that's been feeding us in that moisture over the last couple of days. And then this is the omega block here. So we have these two lows side to side, high pressure in between the middle of them. It's setting up that dam that's going to keep this low in the southern Canada pretty much stationary and not moving over the next 3 to 5 days. So because of that, it's just continuing to spill or drive down polar air into our region and clouds until, like I said, that dam breaks over on Tuesday, Wednesday time frame, and that low finally gets ejected out of here, and then we move back into high pressure regime for about a week or so. We kind of have some smaller systems moving overhead, but nothing really significant until way off into the future cast. And as far as that snow goes, picking up light amounts of snow today, and then maybe something again on Sunday, but really a lot of that is going to be to our east and south. You can see that kind of reflected a little bit better in this map. This is through Monday. So you can see over in the Lost River Range, they're going to be picking up 4 to 6 inches. Lemhi's maybe even a little bit more as it's closer to that low. Play through the snow map here. So really just affecting this. This is the MBM model, and it's actually seems like it's saying a little bit more over in the Lost River Range. By the time that storm starts to move out on Wednesday, could pick up a foot of snow. So it looks like a couple inches here and there equaling up to a foot of snow over in the Lost Rivers on top of what they've probably already got in the last few days. So Seems like springtime is doing well for the Lost Rivers. All right, just wanted to give a little bit of an update. I kind of want to maybe talk about this in a separate uh, broadcast, but you can see this is all the Sonotel sites in the west, and our region up here in Idaho, Montana, and the upper northwest corner of Wyoming is doing the best out of all the sea of red of below 50%. Zoom in here on Idaho to our region. And a lot of the ones that are upper elevation, so really Galena Lodge is kind of that threshold there at 7,400 feet in the Lost River Divide. So once you get into the 8,000s, we're in the green. We're at normal because it has been a pretty normal year as far as snowfall goes. Our lower elevations saw a lot of rain, so that's not accounting for that snow reservoir that we build up through the winter that helps get us through the agriculture season and runoff for planting, etc. So we are looking pretty dang normal. I mean, on the low end, I should say. This X marks the peak, the typical peak of all these years combined. That happened on the 18th, and we had a storm that was kind of happening during that time frame too. So we're in the green.